Wheaton College football is a special deal. I remember coming here in 1973 as a freshman and graduated in 1977 and came back in 1985 to coach. And so I've been associated with our program now for over 30 years, and it's something that's different. I've always said this many times when I recruit and I speak to alumni groups that Wheaton football isn't better than anybody else, but we're just different. And the thing that I appreciate the most about Wheaton College and this football program is that it hadn't changed. You know, the core values, the thing that make us, that separate us from the rest of the people, those things have never changed. There's a sign on the front of our campus that says, "For Christ and His Kingdom." And that's ultimately why this institution exists. That's why our program exists. It's to glorify God and to get kids ready to make a difference in this world for Christ. And you know, as we play football, as we train our athletes, and as we recruit athletes, we're looking for young men that want to represent that model, that want to represent the institution, not only during their 4 years here, but when they leave. You know, the world and life is bigger than football, and this is just a training ground here. This is just a preparation for life. You know, the games and the wins, those things fade, but the experience the young men have here prepare them and get them ready for a lifetime. And I think that's really what separates us from so many others, is the intentional effort of this institution and our program to prepare young men to be difference makers for Christ and His Kingdom, and to be able to impact our world and to make a difference in the lives of people. And our football program does so many things to ensure that those things happen. Our motto in Wheaton football is living life without regret. What we want to teach our kids is not to go through a day, a week, or a month of their life and regret the way they lived. And when you do that, I think you understand the big picture. And we see a lot of things that are intentional here that are beyond football. We have small groups. We have a senior that leads a group of 4 or 5 young men every week. There's 20 of those small groups on our football team, and those small groups are really critical about the growth of our players. We have mission trips every spring where we go to foreign countries and work with former players that have given their lives to missions. These trips allow our players to see the big picture. They see life. They see how good they have it. They see how much the world needs help and how much the world needs the message of salvation. And our kids are humbled by these things. It really is critical too in our kids to have them go see the way the rest of the world lives so many times in these third world countries, and be able to come back and say, man, I do have it better. And it shows them too as well that they're really just a small piece in the big picture, and it does put things in perspective. Some other things that we do: we have a football chapel on Friday that's just an amazing event. We don't practice on Fridays. We sing and pray, and our kids lead us in praise and worship music, and then we have a senior or two come up and share about his Wheaton experience and how the program has changed his life, and then we have a speaker come in, many time alums that are just unbelievable motivators and representatives of our program, whether in the business world or in the ministry. And it's events like that, the chapel and the mission trips and the small groups and the intentional efforts of so many to pour into our players that are beyond football. I think that's the thing that separates us and makes us different from so many other programs and schools in general. But it's still about football too, and that's the thing we can't forget. You know, these are young men that are 18. They got testosterone raging through them, and they want to be football players. They want to win, and that's the thing I think that makes Wheaton really special too. Is that we've had some success, and our kids are going to play in a program where they got a chance to win. I've said this many times, that they're going to be in a program where they got a chance to play meaningful games in November. We don't promise them championships. I don't know if we have that kind of arrogance, whatever it is, but we just promise them an opportunity to play games that matter in November and a chance to win some championships. And so I think that if you want to have an opportunity to get an Ivy League-like education, you want an opportunity to be in a Christ-centered community, and you want an opportunity to play for a winner, that there's not a whole lot of other places that you can do it like you can at Wheaton. And we've gotten off to a great start here in 2009 with a big win against Bethel University. Last play of the game, and it was college football at its very best. And I would encourage you recruits to investigate Wheaton. I would encourage you alumni to get involved in our program and continue the tradition here at Wheaton College.